Hi everyone, I hope you're doing really well. I just wanted to come on here on August 1st and invite you over to my Patreon page. This is the best time to join the Patreon page if you've been wanting to join it for a while. The beginning of the month is always the best time. So I just wanted to come on and tell you that all of the August readings are available over there. They are completely ad-free and they all have extended counterparts, and you can get all of the extended readings and every sign ad-free just for the one membership. I also do weekly bonus forecasts called T-Chats every week on Saturday over there, and that's also included in the membership. There are a few other tiers as well on Patreon if you want to get more. You can choose to pay whatever you like, and the membership is totally under your control at all times. You can cancel it, you can upgrade it, you can do whatever you like. But it's a great way to support the channel, and it is what keeps this channel going. And I know that a lot of you have been sending messages, you've been curious about Patreon, so I just wanted to kind of give you that invite and offer today. And otherwise, I'm going to also be including a snippet of the most recent T-Chat that went out. It's actually a forecast for August 1st through August 7th, so I thought that that would be really helpful to get over here on YouTube. It's going to be about a third or a half of that segment, and if you want to get the whole thing and get those every single week, you can definitely join the Patreon page. I will link it below as the top link in the description box. And yes, I like to come onto YouTube once or twice a year and just do a standalone video as just to display what is available over there solely and specifically in one video. So I hope that you are really excited for August. I'm very excited for this month ahead. It's such a changing time of facing fears, facing ourselves, facing things that had to be done. And definitely a wonderful time to certainly at least be subscribed to the YouTube channel here. And thank you so much, everyone. I hope you're really excited for the month of August. There will be a lot of also normal content just here on YouTube as well. So one way or another, check it out, and let's go ahead and put in the snippet of T-Chat 75 as well into this video. So have a great month ahead, everyone. Much love. Bye. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to T-Chat 75. I hope you're doing wonderful. I'm coming on right at the end of July here to talk to you a little bit about the oncoming week ahead of August 1st until August 7th. So at long last, August is finally here. I don't know if you guys feel it, but this midpoint of this portal going through it is something else. A lot of unknown energy coming in. It's a very difficult time to be a predictive person. Very difficult time for astrologers, and difficult time for anyone who has the blessing of intuitive ability and kind of gets flashes of perhaps future events, or just has a very also good logical capacity to measure the future via the current present facts. Okay, very difficult time for us types of people like that, actually. But we're going to be talking about it all day in this T-Chat. It might be a briefer one because I am in recovery mode after doing the entire cycle of August. It was one of the most draining cycles I've ever done, but also one of the most enjoyable in a weird way, because I didn't even really want it to end, or I didn't want it to finish. Like, the last reading I did for the August cycle was the Cancer reading, and I recommend anyone go and watch that one. I think it really resonates. We're coming from Cancer season. So maybe there are still some lessons there, and especially in the extended reading for Cancer, it was I think there were a lot of good collective messages in there, and a lot more came up about August. But yes, I mean, it feels really good. It feels like at the end of the day, we are, through pressure or through fear even, getting our lives the way that they need to be, and no longer just sitting on problems, no longer just turning away and hiding our gaze from the truth. Okay, so it's, especially in this first week of August, I will say it gets a lot easier, like second, third, fourth week of August, at least in the psychological environment. But the transcending process really does seem to be potently in effect for this entire first week. And it's not one of the easiest transcending cycles. It's not really one of the butterflies and rainbows transcending cycles, because it's really aiming to create that. So in order to create that, it has to maybe show us the entire magnitude of where we really were. And so that we're kind of like made to face it, okay? So any type of like psychological exhaustion, emotional exhaustion, physical exhaustion, I think is a sign of transcending right now. And we need to see it for what it is. You know, if you've seen that maybe around this time of the year for a long time that you've had, maybe not in every single year, but a lot of like chaos or a lot of like strange life-changing events, now it's time to start seeing that pattern, okay? And it's time to see what landed that pattern and what the connecting points for all of these, or any exhausting things in your life, like what was the common theme in all of those situations, and how can I start to resolve that now? August is shaping up to sort of draft a resolution for unfair psychic experiences. When I say psychic, I mean of the psyche. So where the psyche is pushed too far, where the threshold is crossed, where the boundary is crossed, where we feel that someone has crossed a boundary in our lives, or we feel that there's an untenable, unconscionable da-da-da-da-da going on. Now we're learning in this month of August, like what made that happen. And there, to me, for most people, there is a degree of, I don't know, like carelessness or, I don't know, seeking a future value without understanding what is actually taken on that has maybe preceded a lot of the issues that can come up right now. If you're someone who is not having any issues right now, if you're someone who is kind of facing this period of time like another day, and it's kind of just like another day, another dollar, I don't know, really, really good. Like that would be an incredible sign that you had successfully found stability so far in this year. Though if you are facing a mountain or facing some type of really looming situation, I would say prepare to really see what you're made of. And also there's got to be a way to get empowered over it. Okay, so when we wonder upon or discover something in our experience that causes a fear reaction, we at this point in time in August of 2021, okay, have to now be able to not fall to our knees looking up at what scares us. In essence, becoming subservient to fear. We have to now be able, if we want to really come through this transcending process, we at least have to try. Maybe it's not even about success with this, but it is about trying it. We got to be able to get above what we're afraid of. We got to be able to have our fear maybe kneeling to us at this point, okay? And I do feel that a lot of people are there, and it's kind of like Six of Pentacles in the tarot, you know, one way or another, regardless of which position you find yourself in there, it's not a great experience. And we really actually want to neutralize and nullify these previous fear cycles and the hierarchy that we've created either way in relationship to fear. Fear is such a dispelling energy. It's always trying to cleanse. It's always trying to purify. And it exists. If we're feeling fear, if we're feeling worry or concern, it is trying to cleanse us of something. But oftentimes we don't think of it personally. We think of it as, okay, I need to cleanse out this fear. I need to face this direct situation and fix that, when it's also indicating some type of internal shift as well. And if we have been able to work on that internal space, which I'm sure many of us here have, I think that now we're in a place where we can walk away from these fear cycles, okay? And of course, for this entire week, we are in a waning moon. So getting closer to the new moon in Leo coming up around the 8th or 9th of August. What it feels to me is important is to know that things have to go when they have to go, okay? We don't always choose when things leave our experience. So our control freak tendency might be tested during this time if we have that. Also, I'm feeling that it is all for a reason. So anything that's like really airing out in your life right now too, because I do feel like there's a massive airing out of things which have previously been inaccessible or things which have been closed. And that really comes to a fruition with this new moon in Leo. So by this new moon in Leo, you do want to have concluded anything that is closed, or have made a sort of, what I would really make a pact with yourself during this waning moon, and right prior to the new moon in Leo. Like, I'm not going to be subservient to fear. Like, I might be able to identify that this situation is like maybe not optimum, or I might be able to find all the problems that I like to find about things, but that is a whole different thing than fear. You know, I have to start seeing these as opportunities. I have to start thinking about my descendants as well. I have to start thinking about the grander future and the impact that another 20 years of fear is going to have, and like how life-changing that could be. And maybe that's just time to like nullify that right here and right now. I am feeling very empowering situations for people. Like, it's crazy. Like, to the extent that it might not be sentient at this point. You might not feel it right now, but this period of time could be looked back at as such a monumental moment, such a coming of age, such a rite of passage. But we can't really look at it that way until we have the results of our actions, I don't think, either. So the results are not quite in, is the interesting thing about this energy, though we kind of have enough already as well to kind of get a view of where we karmically stand. So in that last week of July that we had last week, that was very apt to have karmic payback, okay? And especially for people paying back negative karma, like people having experiences that felt as if, you know, oh my gosh, this feels so unlucky, or this feels so like weird, like have I done something wrong? Like, what's up? I did see that for a lot of people, and perhaps that is past life oriented. Perhaps that is just also dealing with previous unneeded, out of sight, out of mind tendencies, okay? And then it's crazy how things can switch up, and you might have a super incredible situation that blooms on account of the previous difficulty that you were having in like the last week of the last week of July. And in the first week of August, which we're facing right now, you know, it's kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde, or Mr. Hyde, whatever that saying is. I'm seeing a lot of people like really switching between aspects of themselves. I'm seeing polarity. I'm seeing 1 second